interview part 2. Back here with Josh Lance. Only this time we're talking Wildgame innovations, because who doesn't love trail cameras?
Right. Yeah.
So tell me what's new.
Okay, Carrie. So the big news last year from Wildgame Innovations was the Silent Crush. And what makes this unique and unlike any other camera on the market is it has a dedicated daytime camera and a dedicated nighttime camera. So that means that there's no mechanical IR filter. Normally that's what happens in those light transition periods. The IR filter swings over, makes a noise, and then either lightens or darkens the image. That was new last year. It addresses that problem. That was a 20 megapixel camera. This year you have the new Rival series from Wildgame Innovations. It has the same dual camera technology, daytime optimized, nighttime optimized, and this takes it a step further. This has what they call active illumination technology, and what that does is it actually senses how far the target is from the camera and adjust the exposure accordingly. So the problem with a lot of these cameras, whatever kind it is, if the subject's close at night, it's going to be super washed out, right? And it's going to be dark if it's at the other end. So if it's at the end of the illumination range, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You're just happy to get what you get, but those close pictures are not going to be washed out because of this technology. And this is a $129 camera with all of that technology. So really great price. And technology-wise, really, there's nothing else that I'm aware of that's like it that's out there.
Looks like a little beast. It looks really durable. What is the honeycomb stuff up here? What is that for?
That's that's just aesthetic on the outside, but this is what they call their lights out flash, which is their black invisible flash, as opposed to the standard infrared array.
Cool.
They've also got the Terra series this year, which got bumped to 10 megapixels. That's their $50, $60 entry-level camera. But for people game managers that are running hundreds of cameras on their property, this is their best seller. Because it does what a camera is supposed to do. It's reliable. It takes video clips. And again, you've got that $50 price point, so you can put a lot of them out.
What do you think is the number one question people ask, or like the number one issue people have with trail cameras?
That's a really good question. I get a lot of questions about battery life, and what settings to use, on your cameras. So some of these cameras, even the new Rival is 18 megapixels. Unless you're producing a TV show, which a lot of people are doing with trail cams, or using footage from their trail cams because they're high megapixel. But if you're just keeping track of your deer, you're going to want to have that setting set lower, because there's no need to have those large of images.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it does affect battery life as well. The speed of your card sometimes makes a difference in cameras. Shutter speed is another thing. You don't want a camera with a slow shutter speed, and then you see a lot of tails, right, and shoulders and weird deer parts, without seeing what you want. So generally speaking, less than half a second is a nice fast camera shutter speed. But battery life in general, all the Wildgame Innovations cameras, for the most part, run on 8 AA batteries, and on those mid-range normal settings, they'll last for a full year in the field.
Oh, wow.
And to hunters, that means that you're not in there messing around with them, bumping your deer around. So
leaving scent behind. Excellent. We'll tell the listeners where they can go to find out more about the new cameras.
WildgameInnovations.com.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carrie.